You can never let Big Brother outdo you. No matter what it is, you can never let Big Brother have one over on you. Our guest here today is a two-time state champion, and he told his brother, you guys saw his video, he said, I'll see your state championship, and I'll raise you one. So, sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
My name is Mike Whalen.
And, of course,
state champion.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. Yeah. No. State champion in 2012 at 106 and in 2014 at 145 for Henry Clay Blue Devils out of Lexington.
Henry Clay, man, Fontaine Road. And, of course, your brother Joe's 2011 state championship review videos on the channel. And, you know, being, I guess, the younger brother, seeing your older brother win one, you're like, all right, I cannot let him have one over on me no matter what it is. I cannot let him have that over me for the rest of our lives. So you were able to get two, and I'm sure maybe not necessarily so, maybe because of the series now, but when y'all was, you know, closer in age, or I guess still in the house or whatever, it had to feel good to walk around being like, that's right, I got two medals. How many you got? That's what I thought. That's what I thought, right?
Oh,
so
absolutely, but it was one of those things that also I wouldn't have got it if it wasn't for him. So
yeah, no,
you know.
I believe me, I understand. He of course, you know, his videos on the channel, guys, go back and watch it. So we asked your brother, and he kind of gave his explanation. So let's hear it from you. What gets you into wrestling, man?
Well, my brother, to be honest, and also wasn't a very good basketball player. So those two in combination, you know, my brother Joe and I were pretty close. So kind of whatever he was going to do it was inevitable that I was going to do it. So it's once he started wrestling, I guess I'm going to start wrestling, and that was really what got me into it. It was I don't know if it was a thing trying to prove myself, you know, as a little brother, but yeah. That was pretty much
actually
it.
In Joe's video, he said your all's dad kind of like was influential in getting you into it whenever y'all was younger. So that was kind of cool, man, that, you know, you had that. It's always great to have somebody to ride to practice with, ride home from, you know what I'm saying? Kind of understand what everybody's going through, and I guess embrace their wins and suffer through their losses, if you will. So it's kind of cool to have somebody to know what's going on there. Now, we made a post on Facebook a while ago, as of this is July 10th, 2024. We made a post on Facebook looking for some Henry Clay State champions that we have the videos for. And from that post, man, we got 1985 Shane Stamatis. We got 1996 Henry Clay State champion David Moore, 96 and 97. You and your brother. There's only a few more. Let me pull it up real quick, because I want to make sure that if somebody's watching this from Henry Clay and they maybe aren't familiar with the channel, they can reach out to me. So we need Berkeley Riley from 1989, Luke Metzger, 2000 and 2002, and then we've talked to Matt Czar, three-timer, Fayette County's only three-time state champion. And we've talked to Matt. It's just getting a couple of his videos getting him lined up. He's a pretty important man there in the medical community. He's a anesthesiologist, I believe it is. So we're going to make sure you need to work around his schedule. So your state tournament runs, as always, we've got your bracket for your 2011, or 2012, I should say. Before we get there, 2010 as an eighth grader, you 103 pounds. You know, what's the old saying? You either win or you learn. 2010, it was a learning year. 2011, as a freshman, 103 pounds. Again, another learning year, but you got to see your brother win a state championship under the lights at the dungeon. And of course, the dungeon, as we know, no longer exists, but it was pretty cool to watch the finals there at the dungeon, right?
Oh, I was talking to one of my buddies about this the other day. You couldn't compare, you know, obviously the horse park, it's a different atmosphere, but I'm glad that I was able to experience that a little bit when those lights go down. that intro song comes on, everyone's got glow sticks and
Yeah.
everything. What an awesome environment to do a finals match in, and I'm glad I got to experience a little bit of that and see my brother win there. Was a really cool thing to experience.
Oh yeah, man. And every video that we've done, review video we've done that's been held at the dungeon, I always ask, the person, whoever it may be, memorial video, whatever the case is, how awesome it was. I always give my 2 cents on it because it is something that just cannot be replicated. I would love to see us try. I would love to see us do something to that effect, and we could make it great given the opportunity. But the dungeon, man, just the way that the arena was constructed, the mat was right there on the floor, the big spotlights, like you said, just everybody was packed in there. You just felt like this is a big environment. This is a big match, no matter what it is. They could have been playing. They could have had the state chess championship out there under the lights with those, like you said, the music, the glow sticks, the beach balls, toilet paper rolls flying through there, whatever it was. I mean, it was just like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You could just feel it.
Oh,
You could just feel the energy. But man, 2012, 106 pounds. Now, we said it in your brother's video, is the last year at the dungeon, 2011. And it was also the last year of the weight classes that we had known for so long, the 103, 112, 19, 25, 30, all the way up. So you are the first state champion at 106 pounds in state history. Not sure if you realize that or not, but you're the first state champion at 106.
Yeah, I guess.
The first year at the horse park, you were the first state champion at the horse park, and you were the first state champion at the 106 weight class. So that's kind of a cool, little feather in your cap piece of trivia. You start off the state tournament with a 11-3 major decision over Jeff Mormon from Jeffersontown. You get to the second round, you win a 8-5 decision over Nicholas Douglas from Southern out of Louisville. You get to the quarters, you win a 5-3 overtime decision over Caleb Austin. I believe that's from Christian County. You get, and Caleb, by the way, comes in 6th place. You get to the semis, you win a 4-2 decision over Brady Emerson from Oldham County. Brady goes on to get 5th place. So, man, those last two matches there, the quarters and the semis, one was an OT, 5-3 win, and the other one was a 4-2 decision. Of course, I think the quarters, even back then, was wrestled on Friday night. The semis were Saturday morning. Was it fatigue? Was those guys just good, or what?
Yeah, I mean, definitely very talented. Caleb Austin's a very talented wrestler, so that was a challenging match regardless. But during that match, I actually ended up tearing my rotator cuff, along with finding out later bicep tendon and labrum. Trying to defend a switch, just got cranked back and heard something. Definitely knew something was wrong, but the adrenaline of being in a state tournament. So that was no doubt about it, a strong opponent, but that definitely affected, gave that really exciting overtime finish for sure in that quarterfinal match. And then just nursing it tenderly, kind of just trying to make sure it got to the final destination, basically.
So you tore your rotator cuff and injured everything else Friday night, and you had to come back in Saturday morning for the semis. So did you? I guess, and you can clear it up for us. Did you go back to your house? Did you have to stay in a hotel? How did it go for you there?
So being in Lexington, we did go back to the house, and we didn't know the extent of the injury at that point. Like you said, I didn't know if it was just a product of also fatigue and just being worn out physiologically or whatnot. So trying to just, didn't necessarily hurt too much. Put a lot of BioFreeze on it, a good bit of ice and everything, and kind of just hoped it wasn't too bad. So just went home and just tried to mentally prepare. Really, I don't think I had it in my head that this was something that was going to be stopping me from that final goal, really. So, or didn't necessarily even feel like it at the moment. And like I said, I don't know if that was an adrenaline thing or what, but yeah.
So when you wake up Saturday morning, is it like Oh my God, what are we doing here? Or
It was a little bit internally, but also I don't know, but denial or just in like just ignore it for now. We're on a mission here. There was absolutely nothing kind of gonna get in the way there. Whether that was a good thing or not, but yeah, it was that hurt. That's definitely a little messed up, but we'll figure it out afterwards.
okay, no, that's a great story, man. It really is, and we've heard throughout the our series here so many guys saying something to that effect. They tore their MCL or whatever the injury, and not trying to
Mm-hmm.
do the one upper, but it's just hearing the stories of guys fighting through really serious injuries and being like, man, I can't sit this one out. This is a state championship, state
Yeah,
tournament. I can't
yeah,
just take I
yeah,
can't injury default. You know what I mean? This is what you work
yeah.
for. But you're in the finals,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a all Fayette County. Let's see, what is it? Lafayette is over. What part? I don't know the exact name of the road Lafayette's on. It's a Fontaine Road versus I can't think of the name.
It's near Southland Drive, and that my Lexington people will be upset with me if
Okay, yeah,
I'm blanking
I
on a
can't
little
I
bit
can't
as
pull it out of
well.
my head
But
right now. It'll come to me in a
yeah,
second. But we got an all Fayette County final. Now, I would have to imagine that you and Luke wrestled each other probably 85,000 times, right?
yeah,
I was
pretty
going to
much
say,
every single weekend.
so when you win that semifinals, as I'm checking my phone, I'm trying to get that name of the road right because it's aggravating
Mhm.
the life out of me. When you win that semifinals and you're like, I'm wrestling Luke, does it kind of is it like the feeling of, okay, I'm familiar with this guy. I beat him before. Maybe he's beat me. Would you have liked to have saw somebody that you weren't familiar with at all or didn't know you as well as Luke did? Or how did it go for you?
Oh shoot, a little bit of I think when those brackets came out, I kind of just knew that was likely what it was going to be. So I really was just kind of envisioning that match the whole time, and so definitely prepared for that. You have the advantage of having wrestled someone so many times. Um, but yeah, I think that was my mindset the whole time was that was going to be the finals match, no matter what.
And just for the record, Lafayette is in between Nicholasville and Harrodsburg Road. So I knew it was one of those big major roads there. So I couldn't tell you the number of times. Like there's been several in the series. We've had several like all Jefferson County, whether it's public like a Trinity and like a Fern Creek, or like Hopkinsville and Christian County had a couple back whenever they were rolling. They had several guys compete in the state finals. Um, I I might be mistaken, but I think this might be the first all Fayette County state championship match that we have on the channel. I think because Dominic Black wasn't, Stamatis wasn't, um, David Moore's wasn't, Dan Carmen's wasn't, Angel Vasquez's is what wasn't. So I think you are the first all Fayette County state, final. So,
Mhm.
what is it? I don't know, 15 minutes in heavy traffic from Henry Clay to the horse park, I guess, maybe.
Oh yeah, not much,
It's not very far.
not
So did you have like a lot
not very
of
far.
family, friends, a lot of classmates or people like that coming to watch you?
A little bit, yeah. It definitely being in Lexington made it more accessible to some classmates that wouldn't typically even come to any wrestling meets. So you definitely got those few unfamiliar faces that were, said might as well.
Mhm.
That kind of gave that little bit of extra motivation being so close there. And then also just a little bit of extended family that was able to come too. So that was also a real blessing there.
Yeah, man, that's cool. And um, the state tournament was held at Atherton in Louisville, representing Jack Harlow. It was held there from 1974 through 1995. So almost 20 years there. We've interviewed a lot of guys that were state champions from Atherton, and especially the guys that live in like the Louisville area, Oldham County, Hardin County. As soon as they won their semifinals match on Saturday, they would go home. They would go, they would get in the car, leave, go take a nap, eat, take a shower at their own home, whatever, then come back. Were you able to leave the horse park, go home? Did you stay around there? How did it go for you?
I'm trying to recall, but I think we had a really strong team that year. So we did have quite a few weight classes represented in the state tournament. So I think it was also important for me to kind of stick around for any consolation matches to support, definitely. And I think honestly would get a little bit of anxiety just going home and being away from it. So in a weird, as much as the rest will be good, you know what I mean? It was hard to separate it from it without thinking of it. So I definitely hung around to support my teammates, but was really grateful to be able to go home and rest in my own bed. Before.
And there, sometimes, like you said, you may have been doing yourself more harm than good. You know what I mean? You got home, couldn't sleep, couldn't rest, whatever. I got to go back. And I could see that. I could see that being an issue. So has it been a while since you've seen your 2012 video?
Yes, absolutely. It's I don't have access to it. I know I have it. It's online somewhere on maybe a recruiting video or something. But yeah, it's been a long time.
Well, we're getting ready to fix that right now because we've got it pulled up here. And I want to make sure the volume is good on this before we start. So this is our first year at the horse park. You've got a good friend of the channel there, Dave Barnett, officiating you on the whistle. Then you've got also a good friend of the channel, assistant referee right there, Garrett Pickle. So, man, we've talked about it enough. Let's go. Here we go.
All right.
All right, now you've got on the blue singlet with the gold or the yellow front there. Knowing Luke, you've wrestled him, like I said, 85,000 times in y'all's life. Did you know he was susceptible to something? Did you know he kind of had you figured out, or was it just take it as it come, or how did it go for you?
I mean, as was evident in that first little flip off the whistle, single legs were my go-to on him. It was, unfortunately for the fans, sometimes a little bit of a stale, boring match because it was so predictable. But yeah, single legs were my go-to on Luke there. Really, he was a really strong guy. So I wasn't able to shoot as many doubles as I'd like. But yeah,
there's no medal for making the fans happy. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So if it was effective and you got the job done, hey, fans, thanks for coming and watching. But all right, so we're out of bounds there. Now let's see. You've got Coach Headley and Critchfield, I believe, in your corner, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does Joe come to you and give you any advice about being in the state finals, or is it just you kind of off by yourself? Or
shoot, if I can recall, I'm trying to think where Joe was. If I did see him beforehand, I remember seeing him afterwards for sure. Okay. But.
You can hear the fans in the background cheering for you. I'd say the teammates and student body there got together. All right, so you've got Luke kind of pinned under. He's not giving up on that leg. Was that something he was? I guess you guys ended up in this position a lot, or outside of the state finals?
Yeah, and I think just having wrestled each other so many times. We kind of knew each other's game inside and out. So as far as that goes, it was, I think, a little bit of back and forth of each of us really having to earn our takedowns and some really just low point scoring, but also just
and you can see right there you got Coach Haley and Coach Critchfield there in your corner. Did you kind of, when you saw the brackets come out, did you kind of say, okay, I'm probably going to be wrestling Luke in the finals, or how'd it go?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was kind of just, that was the mindset there, is looking at those brackets, kind of predicting that most likely is how it will end up, and just preparing myself mentally for that.
Yeah. Because looking over it here, the bracket, it would probably be either Luke or Brady. So you probably end up wrestling the two toughest wrestlers on that side of the bracket. Route. Ooh, nice shot right there. Nice job. That's two takedowns pretty much identical. So,
yeah.
And to the young wrestlers watching this, when you get to the state finals and you know you're good at something, there's no reason to change it, right?
Oh, absolutely. If something works and there's no reason to even get fancy with anything, try something new, just get the takedown.
I would say you would drill that single leg. You call it running the pipe, whatever you want to call it. Probably for God knows how many years and who knows how many thousands of reps, and it's paid off for you twice when it counts.
No, absolutely. Those drilling those fundamentals, I think, is what really paid off. Critchfield and Headley having us drill. That's what really worked for me, at least.
All right, nice lift and return there. All right, so you yes, Luke gets away, but you kind of cut him. Was that a tactical, let's save energy, let's not risk two, or?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think previously I had real hard time riding him and getting any points out on top. So that was definitely a strategy there, was just to ride for a little bit and cut, but and then see what we could do with our feet.
Yeah. So again, you're in on that leg. Trying to collapse down. And right as soon as you reach over, I was in my head, I was going 2, 2, 2. So yeah. Barnett was right on top of it.
Facing ankles.
I believe the score now is 6-2. I believe.
That's you know better than I. That sounds about right. The other thing with those single legs was my right arm was uninjured at the time, so singles were a little bit more advantageous to me as far as the minimized left shoulder, but it really was coincidental because that was kind of my strategy in previous matches, throughout the whole year.
I believe they called you for stalling right there, which I could see.
Yeah. I'm probably hanging on for dear life at this point.
Well, I was going to say, you remember how bad your shoulder's hurting right here in this part of the match? Or
Man, I think I might have been feeling a little bit of pain, but at this point, if anything, it was more of a lack of feeling
Yeah.
combined with adrenaline. So it was not you know how adrenaline is, and especially in any kind of match, in one of this caliber. So
And
yeah,
you win by a final score there of 7-4. And of course, here's the medal ceremony. Uh, it's got to be a great feeling, man. Winning it in your home turf. You know what I'm saying?
oh no, absolutely, that was a very special moment. Since from the moment of seeing my brother up on that podium, it's something that's
Yeah.
what was a
Uh,
dream at that point.
let's see. The LaRue County. I want to make sure I get everybody's name correct here. The LaRue County wrestler was Kyle Edlin. Okay, there's Brady. So that sixth place there, that was Caleb Austin.
Yeah, that was who tore my shoulder all up.
Yeah. And I missed this. I didn't have it put down, but can't tell who that is.
Simon Kenton.
Simon Kenton.
Yeah, she had a blank on his name.
Elijah Owens in Union County. That would be Rob December. And there's your opponent, Luke. And of course, the cameraman's right in the way. You get your medal, you get your bracket, and I believe a plaque. My man in the striped shirt, man, he's just letting everybody know he's on the scene. You know what I mean? And that's where this one ends. So, like we ask everybody watching this one back, besides you winning, of course, does it play out the way I guess you mentally had it recorded, or is it different? Or
I mean, I think it's pretty spot on. I think over the years, certain aspects fade, but I think those most crucial kind of core memories stay with you, and that was pretty spot on as far as that goes. In every moment that was depicted.
Yeah, no, man, that's one of the beauties of this series is having the video, and that the guys that the earliest that we have video for that we've met with is 1981. And that's a pretty long time ago. And some of the guys that we've met with, we've done what, three review videos from 1981. Yeah, three. We've done a memorial, so we've done 4, but 3 with the gentlemen that are still with us. And 2 of the 3, they were. I mean, I remember that. Yep, I'm getting ready to do this. And one coach, one of the guys, was like, "I don't remember that." Wait, I did that. Yeah. And so it's great that having the video and some guys that come off the mat, like there was. I don't remember the young lady's name, but this year I got to officiate the girls' state tournament. And as soon as her match ended, I mean, as soon as she walked over and shook the opposing coach's hand, she had her phone watching it, walking off the mat. And that's something, that's, nowadays we can do. But we do review videos, and I don't know if people just watch them so much nowadays, and they're just like, actually, I don't want to say paying attention when we do the videos, but like, oh yeah, I don't remember that. man, it just happened 2 weeks ago. How can you not remember? You know, he's got guys from 1981 remembering stuff before probably your parents were born, and you can't remember something you done 2 weeks ago. You know, what's going on here? So, Mike, man, I think we've reached a great ending point on your 2012 video. So, like we said earlier, you're a two-time state champion. Be sure to watch Mike's 2014 review video. It'll be, I guess, below this one in the playlist. 2014 is without question the best year in the history of the Kentucky State Finals. To some of the names we'll talk about when we get there. So that's a little bit of a tease. But we will see you guys in 2014.